Today I'm going to discuss why business owners created an unjust system. Number one was their extreme large amount of power in politics. Because of their large amount of innovation and the government's wanting to increase that innovation, they had an extreme amount of power in politics and specifically the judicial system. Now, regarding the unions, if the unions wanted to petition for higher wages or better working conditions, because the higher monopolies and the higher working companies had a lot of power in politics, they would tend to favor against the unions rather than with the unions. Another problem with business owners creating an unjust system is the monopoly system. Now, there's vertical and horizontal monopoly. Vertical monopoly is not much of a problem as horizontal monopoly. And horizontal monopolies are where one company would buy out or eliminate all of their competitors, and this would prevent any form of competition for them and any form of job opportunities for the other forms of baking in the case of J.P. Morgan. But the real problem is the workers. Now, the workers needed higher wages and they needed better working conditions. And what this did is that it allowed them to remove all the competition and lower the working conditions and lower the wages because there was no other place for these people to work in this area of this area of work. And the third problem with business owners creating an unjust system is the rapid growth of money, and this is the separation of classes where you have the rapid growth of money in the monopoly areas and lower the working conditions provided for each of the individual employees.
The reason why unions were needed during this time period is that the three captains of industry at the time of industrialization were Morgan, Rockefeller, and Carnegie. Morgan believed the credit system was a basis to capitalistic growth and saw disorder in the banking system that lacked the central national bank. So he established interlocking directorates, gave money to failing banks, and his directors sat on the board of directors in those banks. These actions were problematic to the worker because this big company not only became a manager of resources, but also a manager of the banking system. Rockefeller used the method of horizontal integration where he bought an oil industry and pooled money with competitors in order to buy out other competitors. He also created trusts to invest in smaller companies for use later and had spies find competitors' weaknesses. Rockefeller's beliefs and actions caused a need for unions because Rockefeller had no real competition by the time he was finished. The final major business leading during this time was Carnegie. Carnegie believed in vertical integration. While all companies that also made steel would be bought out, this was significant because by doing this, Carnegie eliminated the consumers because the whole process of steel was bought out by him. Overall, unions were needed because these major industrial leaders created a gap between workers, owners, businesses, consumers, and called for the need for more